Our story begins with the students at school buzzing with gossip about a transfer student who's set to arrive today. The girls are excited, hoping that the newcomer will be a handsome young man, while the boys find it a bit odd that this is happening in the middle of the school year. The principal, seeing the anticipation in the classroom, decides to call Masato Akatsu to join the class. As Akatsu enters, he appears visibly emotional, and the entire class is taken aback when they see him. Despite being only 16 years old, Akatsu has a striking feature: he's completely bald, like an old man. Understanding the curiosity and surprise in the room, the principal steps forward to explain Akatsu's unique condition. He reveals that Akatsu didn't choose to be bald, rather, it was an unfortunate mishap. Akatsu had mistakenly used his father's hair removal cream, thinking it was a hair tonic. The principal, who himself experiences hair loss, sympathizes with Akatsu's predicament. Now it's Akatsu's turn to introduce himself to the class. With a blend of confidence and humor, he admits that he has an unusual hobby of strolling through pharmacy. He even jokes that his favorite words are hair follicle, drawing a few chuckles from his classmates. Despite the lightheartedness of his introduction, Akatsu doesn't shy away from acknowledging that his recent days haven't been easy. However, he expresses his hope to create beautiful memories with everyone in the class. Akatsu's heartfelt words strike a chord with the class, leading to an emotional outpouring. Some students shed tears, while others offer applause. The students shout words of encouragement to Akatsu, making him laugh at the human tendency to accept even the most absurd stories without question. Just when it seems like everyone has bought into Akatsu's story, the principal notices something unusual. There's a tag protruding from Akatsu's head. Acting on impulse, the principal tugs at it, and to everyone's astonishment, a wig falls to the ground. The real Akatsu, with hair intact, stands there as if nothing had happened. The principal, somewhat exasperated, scolds Akatsu for pulling off such a stunt. However, Akatsu isn't one to back down. He explains that his hair has miraculously grown back, perhaps due to the shock. To emphasize his point, he plucks several tufts of hair from his head, pretending to be confused and even cursing his own hair follicles. This bizarre situation causes a momentary glitch in the room, with students trying to process the rapid turn of events. However, the atmosphere eventually calms down, and the principal intervenes, urging the class to treat their new classmate with kindness and respect. With the confusion settling, Akatsu is directed to his seat in the classroom. As he walks to his chair, he does so with absolute certainty that no one suspects his true identity. His unusual introduction has certainly left a lasting impression on his classmates. But then Akatsu experiences an unexpected moment of enchantment. In the background, he spots a girl, and her sheer beauty leaves him utterly mesmerized. He never imagined that a mere human could be so breathtaking. As Akatsu admires her from afar, his gaze doesn't go unnoticed. The girl responds to his admiring looks with a gentle smile, setting Akatsu's heart aflutter with a bittersweet rush of passion. This unexpected encounter sparks a whirlwind of emotions within him. Lost in the depths of his infatuation, Akatsu's rationality and self-control seem to slip away. His journey to his assigned seat in the classroom takes an unconventional twist, resembling the posture of someone with a broken neck. It's as if he's been transported to a different world, guided solely by the intense emotions stirring within him. Hours later, Akatsu remains deeply affected by this encounter. He can't seem to tear his gaze away from the girl who has captured his heart. In his mind, he paints vivid scenes of a perfect life with her by his side, imagining her as an innocent and lovable presence that would complete his world. His daydreams delve even deeper, envisioning moments they could share together, like late-night gaming sessions where their connection goes beyond the screen. And she asked to get clapped. These fantasies elicit powerful emotions within the young man, but he grapples with the uncertainty of approaching the girl directly. After all, they are practically strangers, and he fears that any hasty move might push her away. In the midst of his internal turmoil, another student decides to make his move. This young man approaches the girl, addressing her as Lily, and comments on the pleasant early spring breeze. He reminisces about the romantic atmosphere that seems to accompany her presence. With a hopeful tone, he suggests that they could start dating, a proposition filled with anticipation. However, the girl, Lily, possesses a unique ability known as Cabal Scare. She uses this power to skillfully deflect and deter the persistent advances of the amorous young man. He becomes flustered and desperate, pleading for her to at least consider his proposal. Lily's extraordinary ability leaves the young man humiliated and rejected. In this moment of emotional turbulence, another student named Yuba Tanagawa intervenes. He introduces himself to the new student, Akatsu, and extends an apology for the commotion caused by the emotionally charged young man, Hirota. Tanagawa proceeds to shed light on Hirota's behavior, explaining that Hirota has a history of openly declaring his affection for any cute girl he encounters. However, as of late, it seems that his obsession has fixated particularly on Lily. Just as they discuss these matters, Hirota himself joins the group. He casually mentions that he got kicked out again, and the group decides to relocate to the hallway. In the hallway, Hirota discusses the event that happened earlier. He mentions that Akatsu's introduction to the class startled everyone a bit, but he reassures Akatsu that he can ask anything he wants to know. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Akatsu becomes curious and inquires about the blonde girl seated at the back of the classroom. Hirota promptly identifies her as Lilia Main, a recent transfer student who arrived just before Akatsu did. He provides some background information, explaining that she's of mixed Japanese heritage and is what they call a Keiko Kashijo, which means she's a Japanese person who has always studied abroad until returning to Japan. Inside the classroom, we see Lily accepting an invitation from a friend to prepare for a piano exam that's scheduled for today. Akatsu, however, finds himself unable to stop thinking about her. To him, she appears remarkably short, cute, intelligent, and possesses an outstanding personality. She seems almost otherworldly in her charm. During this conversation, Hirona interjects, suggesting that Akatsu meant to describe Lily as looking like an angel. Surprisingly, this innocent word, angel, provokes a strong reaction from the new student, who becomes visibly irritated, much to the surprise of his new friends. Despite Akatsu's fascination with the blonde girl, Hirota reminds him of the countless times he's been rejected by her. In his earlier attempts, Hirota approached her with calm and polite requests, but as he faced rejection, he resorted to desperate pleas and even begging for her attention. Hirota's relentless pursuit of Lily has led to some humiliating moments for him. Undeterred, Hirota, who's known for his unyielding determination, decides to approach Lily once again. Tanagawa intervenes, trying to hold him back. Akatsu, on the other hand, observes how Lily seems to effortlessly captivate those around her, despite her unassuming appearance. As time passes, Akatsu is on his way home, contemplating a plan to get closer to his crush. Fate takes an unexpected turn when he and Lily literally collide at a random street corner. The girl, emerging from a dimly lit alley, explains that she got lost and happened to run into Akatsu. Realizing that this is a golden opportunity to finally engage in conversation with her, Akatsu's brain races to think of what to say. He decides to reintroduce himself, though he can't help but feel a tinge of embarrassment since she likely already knows who he is. In response, Lily finds his demeanor rather amusing and extends her hand in greeting, introducing herself in return. During their conversation, Akatsu notices that Lily has a torn sleeve. When he points it out, Lily becomes uncomfortable and tries to change the subject. She eventually mentions that their meeting must be fate, and she suggests celebrating it with a cool tea. Her sweet words touch Akatsu's heart, but he remains focused and confidently accepts her invitation. As they walk together, they discover that both of their parents live abroad. Lily comments on how challenging it must be for a guy to live alone because chores like washing dishes and laundry still need to be done. Akatsu assures her that he's perfectly capable of taking care of all the household tasks. Lily playfully suggests that he could invite her over Sunday to prove it, leaving the door open for a future meeting. As they continue their conversation, Lily becomes distracted and doesn't pay attention while crossing the street. A speeding truck suddenly approaches, putting her in danger. In a moment of sheer determination, Akatsu's eyes seem to transform into a determined expression, and he uses his incredible strength to stop the truck with his shoulder, preventing it from running over Lily. This extraordinary feat leaves Lily both frightened by the marks on Akatsu's face and inexplicably intrigued, prompting a brief smile. A crowd begins to gather around the accident scene, and people call for an ambulance. However, instead of waiting around, Lily quickly pulls Akatsu away from the commotion. They find themselves in a quiet square later in the afternoon, and Akatsu mentions that the pain in his shoulder has subsided. Lily apologizes for causing all the confusion, but Akatsu reassures her, saying she doesn't need to worry. Feeling more at ease, Lily takes the opportunity to ask Akatsu about his true identity. She points out that he stopped a truck with his shoulder, and his ears and eyes don't quite look human. In this critical moment, Akatsu finds himself in a precarious situation after inadvertently revealing his true identity. However, he's pleasantly surprised to see that Lily doesn't seem to react negatively to the possibility that he's not human. This prompts him to consider sharing a few secrets with her. He decides to partially transform his body, and confesses that he's a demon who ended up in the human world because hell is losing a war against the angels. Akatsu's mission is to find a charismatic leader who can rally the forces of hell and turn the tide of the war. However, he hasn't succeeded in locating this leader yet. He expresses his desire for Lily to assist him in this mission, occasionally descending to hell with him to aid in the search. Although Lily is initially apprehensive about the existence of demons, she recognizes that Akatsu, despite being one, saved her life and displayed kindness. However, she's unsure about how she can contribute since she doesn't possess any special ability, and she fears that people on the other side might become angry with her for some reason. Akatsu tries to reassure Lily, emphasizing that no one could become angry with someone as lovely as her. In a surprising turn of events, Lily immobilizes Akatsu with a magical chain and reveals her true identity as a servant of heaven, an angel. She mocks Akatsu and expresses her amusement at his attempt to seduce her. To further demonstrate her power, Lily reveals her angelic wings and explains that she created the unbreakable chains restraining Akatsu. She mocks him and claims that few angels possess her talent for creating such formidable objects. Feeling nervous after facing 2 demons in one day, Lily decides to inflict a minor form of torture by poking Akatsu in the eye with her finger. Confused by her mention of 2 demons, Akatsu learns that the tear in Lily's sleeve was caused by the demon she was defeating in the alley before meeting him. She explains that she let her guard down, thinking the enemy couldn't harm her. However, when he ruined her clothes, she chose to humiliate the demon before exorcising him slowly. Now, she must decide how to exorcise Akatsu. On the other hand, Akatsu is unashamed of being defeated by an enemy in a war, as he had a similar intention as Lily. However, he's determined to teach this angel not to underestimate demons and manages to break free from the chains. Akatsu's attacks proved ineffective against Lily, the angel who effortlessly evaded all his moves. Without breaking a sweat, she managed to chain him once again. However, Lily recognized that Akatsu was a step above the common demons she usually dealt with, making her hesitant to exorcise him. This realization left Akatsu with no apparent escape. Lily summoned a massive magical scythe and presented him with a choice: reveal Hell's plans and leave alive or face immediate exorcism. Akatsu doubted that the angel would spare his life, and as she raised the scythe to execute her attack, he prepared for the inevitable. But when Akatsu opened his eyes again, he found that Lily had changed her mind. Instead of immediately finishing him off, she decided to keep him under her supervision and compel him to collaborate with her work. To seal this agreement, she offered him a special collar personally crafted by a maid. Despite his initial resistance, Akatsu eventually relented and questioned why Lily wanted to keep him around. She used her charm and explained that she required his assistance to achieve her goals. While she couldn't disclose all the details, she promised to set him free if he accepted the arrangement. Angels couldn't lie, but the decision to trust her rested with Akatsu. In the worst-case scenario, he'd be left lying on the ground until someone with malicious intent captured a photo of him and shared it with the world. With this, Akatsu finally agreed to cooperate. Before releasing him, Lily demonstrated that the collar offer was genuine and attempted to fasten it around his neck. Akatsu resisted like a cornered crab and begged for mercy, but Lily made it clear that mercy was not in her nature. She successfully secured the collar around Akatsu's neck, threading the buckle through the hole, leaving him in a peculiar state of both terror and acceptance. Now, Akatsu found himself under the control of the angel, unable to return to hell as long as he remained affected by the collar's binding effect. This brings an end to this episode. Subscribe our channel for the next episode. Akatsu, now under the control of the angel due to the collar's effect, is unable to return to hell. Lily explains that his task, while under the influence of the collar, is to hunt other demons. This assignment frustrates Akatsu because it means going against his own kind. Lily is somewhat amused that demons might have a sense of solidarity. Akatsu, however, points out that demons have their own society and set of rules, and not all would betray those who have been kind to them. Despite Akatsu's attempt to explain this, Lily seems uninterested and is instead preoccupied with her split ends, showing indifference to his plight. This lack of concern angers Akatsu, but his attempt to remove the collar is futile. Lily reveals that she is the only one who can remove it, and she has the power to suppress his demonic abilities. She also knows his location at all times, which means she can control his movements and punish him if he doesn't comply with her commands. Using her control, Lily forces Akatsu to perform a humiliating act of apologizing and bowing to her demands. Despite his internal fury, Akatsu finds himself fetching water for Lily and bowing to her will, much to his frustration. Later, Lily starts treating Akatsu more like a servant than a captive demon. Perhaps feeling a bit guilty for exploiting him, she asks if there's anything he wants as compensation for his servitude. Akatsu, feeling physically strained from his tasks, crouches down and mentions his body aches. When Lily offers a massage and asks specifically where he needs it, Akatsu, trying to maintain some dignity, suggests that just stepping off her foot would suffice for him. Akatsu is internally screaming, feeling trapped in his own body, now controlled by Lily. Seizing the moment, Lily remarks on Akatsu's unusual request as being typical of demons. She agrees to fulfill his strange wish, but just as she's about to step on him, she begins to question the morality of her actions. She wonders if indulging in Akatsu's peculiar desires might lead her down a path that contradicts her angelic nature. Before Lily can act on Akatsu's request, a guard intervenes, spotting the two young people engaging in what appears to be inappropriate behavior in a public place. Caught in this situation, Akatsu and Lily quickly make their escape from the guard, avoiding any further confrontation or misunderstanding. After they manage to get away from the officer, Lily confronts Akatsu. She asks if he's still unwilling to cooperate, especially after the chaos in the square. She warns him that she might intensify the punishments next time, even suggesting embarrassingly harsh measures. Akatsu remains defiant, urging the angel to just exorcise him. But Lily admits she still needs him for her own plans. Faced with this ultimatum, Akatsu begins to reconsider. He's struck by how Lily, with her innocent appearance, can say such dreadful things. Reluctantly, he agrees to a compromise, offering to reveal the whereabouts of other demons, as they can sense each other's presence. Lily agrees to this arrangement but warns Akatsu of the consequences if he deceives her. Akatsu, feeling guilty, silently hopes no other demons come to Earth soon. Lily then declares Akatsu her servant, promising to transform him into a righteous and honest being as his reward. Unenthusiastic about this prize, Akatsu is further taken aback when Lily jokingly offers a hug for each mission he completes. He is horrified by the idea, and Lily quickly assures him she was only joking, deciding to delay the decision on his reward. They are soon found by the guard again and the chase resumes. Eventually, they lose the pursuer for good. Exhausted, Akatsu collapses on his bed, reflecting on the disastrous day and the nuisance of the collar. To his surprise, he finds the collar has disappeared. However, Lily bombards him with voice messages, rapping about how the collar may be gone but its influence remains. Akatsu is baffled about how Lily got his number, and she reveals through a text that she can read his mind. To his dismay, Akatsu discovers the collar left a permanent tattoo, ruining his hopes for a peaceful life and especially his plans for the pool. Frustrated and angry, he decides he must stop Lily before she causes more trouble. Meanwhile, Lily is communicating with an unknown contact, reporting her capture of a significant demon, which she has not exorcised due to its value. After ending the call, Lily gazes at the moon, plotting to use Akatsu's powers to gain recognition in heaven and make others regret underestimating her. She resolves to do exactly what Akatsu feared she would, indicating her plans might align with his darkest apprehensions. The story takes us back to the day Masatora Akatsu is informed by his superior that he's being sent to the human world. Hell is under severe attack from heaven, and instead of fighting back, it seems the demons are passively accepting defeat. Akatsu's mission is crucial. He must find a charismatic leader on Earth to unite the infernal forces under one powerful figure. The urgency of his task is highlighted by images from an angel's social media. One photo shows an angel humiliating a demon, marking the start of a hunting season. Another image reveals a demon being forced to use a fake ID to buy drinks, only to end up fleeing from the police. There's even a case where a demon is coerced into revealing his suspicious browser history. These images deeply disturb Akatsu. He realizes the enormity of his task, especially as angels continue sending more agents to Earth. They will be formidable adversaries, but Akatsu's mission is critical. He is Hell's last hope. For this monumental task, Akatsu is gifted with a unique item, a leather scalp prosthesis. He is instructed to use this artifact to win the trust and sympathy of humans. However, despite his training, Akatsu feels defeated every time he sees the tattoo that the angel, Lilumane, placed on his neck. Determined to end everything by defeating Lilumane, Akatsu gets an unexpected strategy idea from a TV program called Sweet Husband and Wife. The next day, he arrives at school with a new, confident style, attracting attention from his friends. Hiroda notes that Akatsu's appearance has changed, with an even more pointed chin. Lily also appears, having undergone a beauty transformation based on the same TV show. Her hair is styled, shiny, and hydrated as she tries to charm Akatsu. But Akatsu, equally prepared, competes in beauty with the angel. Both are trying hard not to fall for each other, resulting in a draw. In math class, Lily picks up an eraser that Akatsu dropped. The simple touch of their hands reignites their rivalry, starting a battle of attraction as they try to win each other's hearts. Lily delivering a punch that sends Akatsu tumbling into his chair, his brain reeling. She taunts him, boasting about her 12,000 years of experience over the young demon. But Akatsu is resilient. He tenderly removes a loose hair strand from Lily's head, skillfully avoiding her knockout hook and striking back with a punch to her stomach. This enraged Lily, signaling that their ongoing Cold War is just beginning. Later, Lily has to carry a heavy stack of papers to the faculty room. Seizing the opportunity, she asks Akatsu for help, using the moment to intensify their rivalry with a pretend punch that lands with surprising force. Akatsu withstands the blow, rising to help her with the papers. His rolled-up sleeves, revealing his muscular forearms, catch Lily off guard. The battle escalates, with both landing blows and losing balance. It becomes clear to Lily that defeating Akatsu won't be easy. As time passes, their rivalry grows more intense, with Akatsu loosening his shirt collar and Lily countering with an ice cream attack, each action causing emotional turmoil in the other. However, Lily believes she has a final plan to ensure victory. In class, after solving a math problem on the board, she pretends to stumble and falls onto Akatsu, catching him off guard. She then apologizes sweetly, using this moment to land several metaphorical punches. The class, caught up in the excitement, expects Lily's triumph, but their teacher intervenes, questioning their flirtatious behavior in class. With no clear winner, the pair agree to a truce, recognizing each other's strengths. A few days later, Lily waits for Akatsu, anticipating a date. As she feels a hand behind her, she turns around, ready to confront Akatsu, only to find two strange, bizarrely behaving people instead. This brings an end to our episode 2. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss on next episode.